Mr. Postman. Wait, Mr. Postman.
Please, Mr. Postman, look and see.
Oh yeah.
There's a letter in your bag for me.
Please, Mr. Postman.
Why's it taking such a long time?
Oh yeah.
Only to hear from that boy of mine.
Welcome back to AM 700 KSEV, the Open House Radio Show. Time for our mail call segment, and today's question has to do with what is the most important thing to look at when it comes to pricing a property or when it comes to selling a property. Is it price, is it location, or is it condition? Well, ultimately, it all comes down to price. You know, condition is one of those things that can be changed, so we do pay attention to that because we're going to be pricing the property in the condition that it is now. Location is one of those things that we can't change, and so it's important too, but ultimately it's the price. The price has to reflect the condition and the location. It all comes down to pricing. You can put that house at a price that will make it sell. You can't necessarily put it in a condition that's going to make it sell for the price that you want, and you certainly can't pick it up and move it to a different location. But pricing is the thing that we have to take a look at. Both of those other things, location and condition, will definitely affect pricing. Think about it this way. When we go out and get ready to do a market analysis for a seller or a broker price opinion for a seller, one of the thing that we look at is what the prices are on competing properties that are for sale and what the prices of the properties that have sold for. And then also we take a look at the ones that are currently under contract and we look at the ones that didn't sell. And when we look at all of those, we take into consideration the location, we take into consideration the condition, but what we do with those two things is we adjust the price to reflect that. So it all comes down to pricing. If the house that we're trying to do a price opinion on is in better condition or a better location than the one that we're comparing it to, then we have to up the price. We take the one that the comparable property and we raise that value to make it equal ours. So we're always trying to make it equal the price. The location and the condition, definitely important, no doubt about it. But the most important thing is the price. What we have to do is we have to make sure that the price accurately reflects the condition of the property and the location of the property. Because if it doesn't do that, then there's nothing else that we can do. If you're not going to adjust the price, then you can adjust condition. You can fix the property up, you can make some upgrades, you can do some extras, you can do some things maybe to raise that condition up to the price. But again, it's ultimately going to come up to whether or not the price accurately reflects the location and the condition that you have. So that's it. No matter what you're looking at, it's going to have to come down to price. If the price doesn't reflect it, if the buyer can't see the value in that price, they're going to move on to something else. And especially in a time where we have 55,000 homes currently on the market in the Houston area, why in the world would a buyer waste their time trying to negotiate with a seller who they think is probably going to be unreasonable and not want to reduce their price anyway? Why would they waste their time trying to negotiate that deal to bring that seller down to what they want when they can just go down the street and find 2 or 3 more that are already closer to what they think the value is and just work with those first? You know, if you overprice your property right now in a market like this, or any time for that matter, if you overlist, if you price it too high, then you're going to end up being looked over and they'll just move on to something else. And that line is very, very thin. It's a very thin line, especially right now. You know, right now most things are selling somewhere between 96 and 97% of their list price when they're priced where they should be. If you go and tack on another 5% to that and say to yourself, well, buyers can come along and make an offer anyway, and they're probably going to, so I'll just wait for that to happen, it may not happen because they've got so many others to choose from. So definitely price is the most important thing. location and condition are definitely important in that they have to be reflected accurately in that price, but price is everything. That's why you need to get yourself a good realtor whenever you get ready to put your home on the market and let them take a look at what is on the market for sale. You may be able to find out those things for yourself as a homeowner. Or as a home seller, you can find out what the ones are priced for right now, but what you can't find out is what the ones that have already sold in the last 6 months or so, what those sold for. That's a very important piece of that puzzle, probably the most important piece of that puzzle. And because sales prices are not a matter of public record in the state of Texas, you really need somebody who has access to those. That's your friendly neighborhood realtor. All right, that's it for today on our mail call segment. We appreciate the question. If you have a question that you'd like to have answered, give us a call, 281-558-5738. If we're not on the air, you can post it on Facebook, Open House Radio on Facebook, or email us at openhouseradio@yahoo.com. All right, let's get back to the show.